Hello, everyone. Welcome to Eric and Linda live from Workvine 209. How,
Welcome, everyone. Hello.
how is everybody doing out there? We are going live. We have a special guest today that's going to be coming on in just a moment, but we wanted to share Workvine 209 is pivoting and shifting and bringing different business professionals, entrepreneurs, startup companies to you live directly from Workvine 209. Stay tuned. Every week we'll have a different presenter that'll come on and talk about business, talk about how you can grow, what you need to do to pivot, give you ideas and ideas on what you can be doing right now during this time. We hope everyone is doing well and staying safe out there. We are praying for everyone to stay safe and and just be, enjoy the time that you're at home. But anyway, we are going to bring in our special guest today. His name is Barney Kramer. Barney is the CEO of Strategic Management. He has started several businesses, is a great asset to business industries, entrepreneurs, startups. He's helped us here at Workvine. He's a part of our team, and we want to welcome you, Barney, to our Eric and Linda live from Workvine 209.
Hey, good morning, Gary.
Good morning, Barney.
Hello.
We're doing great.
I think this is so exciting to get to do this. I just love it. Just like planting a seed out in the backyard and wait to see what kind of flower that looks like. This is really cool. I mean, I just fell in love with this instantly. So what a great job to do it. Yeah. So
great. So how are you doing? How is, I know you've been working from home, and it's been a little bit of a challenge sometimes just being at home all the time. So how are you doing? How are you and your wife doing here at home?
Well, we're both still alive, and it's been about 7 or 8 weeks now. And after 49 years of marriage, you never know. So, but so far, Susan, my wife has managed to tolerate me, and I think this may have even been good for our relationship. So, good. You got to learn how to live and work together, play well together, and I think we're doing pretty good at that. So. That's
really good to hear. I think my wife and we're doing the same, which is kind of cool. We're at the office every day, but we're trying to stay relevant and doing things a little different, and so it's kind of cool. Good.
Yeah. No, this has been interesting. It's impacted us lots of different ways. One of the delights that I've got out of it is I now get to go do all the grocery shopping. So. And there's a real upside. I'm not a grocery shopping fan, but there's a real upside to it that I didn't realize. And I always know we got something I like to eat in the house. So, and usually that has a lot of sugar or something in it. So that's the plus side. I get to pick now.
Yes. Good. So, Barney, we know that strategic management, you're the CEO. Can you share a little bit about what you do at strategic management, and talk to some of the businesses out there, give them some ideas and some tips on what they can do during this time?
Yeah, absolutely. Strategic management is an idea. I've spent almost about 45 years as an entrepreneur running my own businesses, and then finally decided about 5 years ago that what I wanted to do, I sold my interest in to the partners on it, and I decided that what I wanted to do is help other businesses to build and grow and be successful, and sometimes it's startup on it. And, it's always been a love of mine. I love seeing well-run business. You and Linda are a great example of it. And I love to see the community that you build and the followers that you build. And so I'm taking that idea. I built strategic management around that, and building a business is, to me, it's kind of like the 1,000-word or 1,000-piece crossword, or not crossword, but puzzles that we do in life on it. And So I built my company around how can I help other people become successful, and people that have that interest and say, I want to do it my way. And that's what I've done in my business. So we do a lot of things in the organization, and I'll talk specifically about what's going on right now, because I think this is one of those times where none of us would have planned it. It's caused a lot of heartbreak and a lot of grief and a lot of struggles, but along with the things in life that are challenging to us, it also is a huge opportunity. And I'm seeing two kinds of people out there in the business world right now. And I happen to have 50 plus clients through, I do some part-time work with one of the agencies that we do lots of startups, and we provide lots of services and lots of consulting for this small business development center in the Modesto community. I happen to live in Stockton, but so I took some responsibilities on a few months ago to be able to take what I've done successfully all my life and help other people replicate that. And I'm a strong believer that you don't have to know everything. You don't have to figure it all out by yourself. But the very best way you can do anything you do in life is to find somebody that's done what you want to do, make a friend of them, follow them around, watch what they do, and then go do what they do. It's worked for me. It's been working for 50 years. I actually tell people that I don't think I've ever had an original idea, but I'm really good at taking ideas and building on them and enhancing them. And that's a joy in life for me. But this has been very interesting. And I've got people that they're all, the challenge is the same to everybody out there. And that challenge is how do I survive this?
Yes.
There's two ways that you can deal with problems in life, and one of those is just to kind of, and I'll admit that in my early days I was a little bit in that fold where I didn't know what to do, so I did nothing on it.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that's the absolute worst thing you could do. One of the best ways that you could ever deal with a crisis or a problem in your life is get busy doing something. If you don't know what to do, ask somebody, call somebody, find out what do I do with this thing. And most of us understand. I mean, one of the great things I think about our nation and our country is the fact that I'm not a big historian, but one of the French aristocrats that some people may have heard of, and I don't know that much about him, except it was one of the great books that you need to read to be complete in your life. And so I read a little bit. I read enough of it that I got tired of reading it. Never finished it. But it was de Tocqueville, and he said that he couldn't figure out why America. He wrote the book to find out why America was so great. And after examining a lot of different things and a lot of ideas, and is it because of the democracy? And we were the first successful democracy, really, for the most successful anyway. And he said, he said what it really boils down to is the people are great. And he says, as long as the people in America are great, America will be great. And he says, when the people stop being great and stop being good, and I think the word he used was good, I call them great, but when they're no longer good, he says, America will no longer be a good country. And times like this is when we bring that thing there's something about our nation, something about our people that say, hey, we can do this. There's got to be a way to do this. And whenever there's a crisis in life, and I think we all have seen that, and I'm old enough now to have been through several of the things. Back in the early mid-60s, we were all going to freeze to death, and that was going to be the end of the world. And now it's gone the other way in those 50 plus years. So, somewhere in the middle probably are the answers to lots of things in life. But so what I've seen in that, I've seen people that are taking that, a few of them unfortunately take that position. I don't know what to do. And I'm in a position where I can reach out and help some of those people. And I've been able to do that. And there are other people that go, I know I can make it through this somehow. They may not look the same. I mean, the company may be different. They may have to start all over. I don't know what. But there's a line that maybe I've watched too many movies, but somewhere in one of the movies that I watched, the guy said, "You're not going to take me alive," and that's the way I'm looking at this world. You're not taking me alive, and the most horrible thing that I have ever done to myself in my own life is when I didn't know what to do, and for a short period of time, I was over in a corner licking my wounds and trying to figure out what's next in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Barney, I have a question. What
Yeah.
have you done specifically with your business strategic management to cope with the effects of COVID? Has it affected your business, and what have you done to pivot in this time?
I like that word pivot on. I use that a lot now too. It used to be we just changed, so we got to figure out some other way to do this thing. But now
Yes.
pivot's a good word.
Yes.
Well, as you folks know, I mean, we've known each other professionally for, I guess, about somewhere around 3 years.
Yes.
3 years, and when this happened, it wasn't something any of us were planning for. But I've almost forgot about it. But when we had a entrepreneurs lab that we were going to start together there at your facility, and I don't know why it took me about 3 weeks after I realized we had to shut that down, because they're looking, what did you lose as a result of that? So we definitely lost a bunch of traction. You had to shut your facility down. And for me, it was almost kind of like, in some ways it was business as usual. I did get swamped with a lot of the businesses that are out there, with clients that I mean, they talked about money being available to all of us, and frankly, it's not been I don't know why. I don't think it's intentional, but there's a lot of people that seem to have been overlooked in this process.
Yes.
I applied for a couple of those things because it damaged me financially, but I haven't heard anything from anybody. So I don't know. They must have forgot where I live. But I don't think it's intentional. But I'll tell you one of the things that's come out of that, and specifically, I always have to kind of go down the road a ways to answer the questions on it, because I want to make sure my answers are complete.
Yes.
But one of the things that I realized is that we work with a bunch of people on it, and I've never been a great big fan of big government, but I will tell you that the people I work with, people at a higher level, what I get out of this is the true belief that the intention, whatever the results are, is that they really do want to make everybody whole if possible. They want to help. And each time they've had to go back, and they're making a lot of these. I mean, nobody ever developed a playbook for what happens when you have to shut down the entire nation on it. But what I can see is the intentions of it. Sometimes intentions mean everything in the world. And so they're trying to genuinely find a way to help the businesses in our world. And so we're all the same. What I had to do, it actually has been in some ways beneficial to me, because as a smaller business on it, there's still relationships and people that I have to develop to make my business run. I don't have a big office anymore, and so I don't have a lot of staff, but I've done it through collaborations, and that's taken longer than I had hoped for, longer than I expected. So this has literally given me the opportunity to pull some of these collaborations together. And of course, the 10 or 12 hours a week that I would spend on the road going from point A to point B, it's like getting an extra 10 hours a week to be able to help build your business. And so things that have been hanging out there for a long time, and I've got busy and I've got them done. I was able to launch one online campaign, and some of my business, it's all about how to build a business, and that includes leadership development and some of those business things that a little more esoteric. But I've been able to deal with some of those things and actually get some things done. I launched one of them yesterday, of course, that I was looking to launch, and I've got another one I think late this afternoon that, if everything goes well, will come out. And those are things that have been hanging out there for 5 or 6 months. I just simply couldn't get to. So I've got busy doing the things and that's what most people. There's always something, because part of building a successful business is you don't care what's going on in your business. One of the things we have to do is continue to say, how can I make it better? But one of my courses is called The Better Way. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's what we're doing. You folks are doing the same thing. I know
Yes.
and I know a lot of people that are saying, how can I make this better?
Yes.
Some of it is to be able to say, for a lot of businesses, to say, the businesses that they're really smart are willing to say, look, I don't want to take everything out of it and go to and spend it for myself. How about I put a prudent reserve in my business?
Yes. Absolutely.
So it sounds like you're working from home, and since we're in the shelter in place, I want to know, how is that experience working from home?
It's very different in a lot of ways, and it's a good question, because a lot of people look at that. Gee, wouldn't it be wonderful to work from home? For me, I'm a bit of a workaholic. I just heard a in the background. I think that was the other half of my household. She's now dedicated her living room and dining room to my new office. She's not particularly impressed with it. So. But the truth of the matter is, as a workaholic, I like that separation on it. And I'll tell you what I found, and I know you know because I mentioned it to you a while back, that, and this is, I guess this is a little bit of a, well, I'm not promoting myself, I'm promoting you guys, because what I found is that I don't get as much done as I would like to get done, and because there's too many distractions. I can tell you which neighbor has, I think there must be a training ground for lawn blowers or something right behind me. So it seems like 4 or 5 days a week, and of course the cats love watching the birds in the backyard, and so I have 2 of them that they think this is obviously the pathway to the window that looks out in the backyard. I don't know why they can't use the other windows, and so I'm typing, and I got one of them that's helping me type by walking over the keys, and as much as it's fun, I find it to be there's a lot of distraction there, so it takes a super amount of discipline to be able to do that. And I know, because of what I'm studying, what I look at is that the production that you can take when you're in a place like yours is higher than it is anywhere else. It's higher than it is in the traditional office. And I don't quite understand the dynamics of it, except that I think most of us have a little higher social need than what we realize. Certainly, I'm one of them.
Yeah.
And I find out I don't have the distraction. My phone is, nobody's coming to the door. Nobody's, there's always something going on, and I can get more done on the times when I come down and spend half a day at your place than I do when sometimes it's projects I can spend all week and not get them done at the home. So for those of you that are listening to this program, if you haven't looked at the values of a co-working space, of course, that's not even to mention that 2.5 or 3 hours to work. I can't imagine doing that on a regular basis. In fact, I've gotten to the point when I go to San Francisco, I take the train. At least I can read and do some studying or do some paperwork or get something. I can get online and listen to a webinar. And at least it's not 2 or 3 hours of dead time each direction. So
cool.
Yeah.
So still being productive, right? So I have a question for you. I know that, our focus has been a lot of entrepreneurs and startup companies, and a lot of businesses are, struggling or closing, are closed at this time. And so my question is, what can you say to startup companies or entrepreneurs out there who are, working from home, who are sheltered in place, who are looking for different strategies to open up or to generate even some supplemental income during this time?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things you can do, and of course, to be self-promoting, you can see my email on there. I would encourage you to call me. We can have a longer conversation, but I can tell you one of the things that you have to do in this world. And there's a song years ago, people who need people, and we really do need that. This world has gotten complicated enough that there's no way in the world can you, as a sole individual, have all the skills and the knowledge that you need to have to be successful on it. And even if you had them, it doesn't do you much good, because we live in a world that's going to be increasingly dependent upon our ability to connect with and build relationships with other people. The best of the people, when they talk about how much money is being made on internet, online marketing, things of that nature, what you don't hear is only about 3% of the people that are making the vast majority of that. And that 3% are people who've learned how to help other people and be resources. You and Linda can do things I can't possibly do, and vice versa. And I got people that are incredibly bright, an IT person that I work with, Carlos Cabral. You folks know him and work with him, and I just love what he brings to the table. And he was been the missing link in my business for a long time.
Yeah.
So
I
those
think we got Carlos right here. He's chimed in and he said, "Awesome to you." Hey,
Yeah.
Carlos. So Carlos, I'm not sure if he's still watching, but that's Carlos Cabrera, CC3PO.
Yeah.
Great to see you out there. I got another guy. I just want to hit a shout out my buddy here, Donnie, who you with. I just want to shout him out. So we got a couple of friends and people that are watching, that are interested. We like to hear or see other comments. Maybe if you guys have questions or anything for Barney, his contact information is here. But, when we're live streaming, we can also view your chats or your questions. We can post them up. We can answer them if we can get to them. But, I just want to ask you another question. Or maybe it's a comment. When you talked about relationships and collaborations, for those individuals or businesses that may be challenged during this time, collaborations and getting together with someone like yourself that has a very wide network of connections in tons of different industries. What would you tell them? I mean, how should they reach out to you or maybe other businesses to see what they're doing to help them during this challenging time?
Yeah. Well, thank you. Perfect question on it, because one of the things that you have to do in life, I mean, we're all concerned with how do we be successful, how do we build our business, etc., and how do we build a relationship. And I can tell you that the best question that I ever asked, and this was a live client many, many years ago, is there some problem in your business that you've never been able to resolve? And he immediately had this thing that they'd been going through for years. I won't bore you with the details.
Yeah.
And I said, could I have the opportunity to go work on that? And I didn't have a clue how to fix a problem, but I knew people that I thought might. And so he said, absolutely. And 18 months later, that client became my client. And I was really young. I think I was 27 at the time. And it was the largest single account in our industry in the whole San Joaquin Valley, is because I asked them what I could do to help them. So, when you're talking with other people, rather than trying to sell them what you're doing, tell them about yourself and find out about them. And that's how you develop strong relationships. And, how can I help you? What do you need? And how can I help you? And those will be the first couple of questions you hear from me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's right there. How can we help you with your business? So, if there are businesses out there who are, in challenging situations that want to bounce ideas off of myself, Linda, or Barney, you've had Barney's personal information up there. You can contact him. You can contact us through Workvine. We want to help businesses continue to grow and build on what they've already started.
Yes. And, I do want to say that it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to bring up a startup or a business. It takes other people networking. I mean, doing it on your own and by yourself can be daunting and, lonely, and you feel like you're on an island all by yourself. But there's a network of people, a village of people that want to help and help you succeed. And we're one of them. Barney's one of them. Carlos is one of them. So, get into a network of people that can help your business grow. I also want to say another thing is Happy Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day weekend. Pat myself on the back. I do want to say Happy Mother's Day. It's important to recognize the mothers out there. They're essential in this time. And so shout out to the mothers out there. And Sue, Happy Mother's Day, Barney's wife. And Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Yes.
I love you.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. But, before we wrap this thing up, Barney, I just want to tell, just individuals who want to start a business, entrepreneurs who have businesses, You can do it. Don't give up on yourselves. Right now, we're shelter in place. We have a little bit more time than we normally would have. And so put your idea down on paper, start building that idea, start getting creative, start making the connections online with people that can help you build that business structure.
Yeah.
Right now is an ideal time to capitalize on your business, to put that thing together, write it down, make it plain, start brainstorming. Linda and I have done it. Barney's done it. There's a ton of people who've done it. If you need some help with it, call us. We may not have all the answers, but we can provide resources that can help you during this time.
Yep.
So don't give up on yourself. You can do it. Take charge of your life. Right now, we all need some extra money, right? Because I don't know if the stimulus package has reached everybody yet, but what can we do right now to get some little extra money? I don't know. But, I also want to just thank all the essential workers out there, all of the nurses, the doctors, the fire departments, the police department, all the store clerks. They don't get enough recognition because they're the ones that's putting their lives now on the line to provide these services that we may not have seen as being essential before. And so I want to thank everybody out there who is doing that, who is working in the grocery stores, who are working in the markets at the gas stations. Thank you guys for what you do. You guys are doing a great job. And I am glad to be a part of this country and be a part of, we're in Tracy, but not a big city, but, Tracy, the city of Tracy is doing the things that they need to do to be relevant for our community. And I just want to thank everybody out there that are doing that work.
Super. Eric and Linda, I want to thank you so much for asking me to come on your show. And this has been a lot of fun. I love it. So
Yeah.
God bless to everybody out there, and keep on plugging. There's got to be a way.
Yes, there is a way, right? And we know that we got to trust in the Lord for sure. Any last words, Linda?
Nope. Thank you for joining us on our live show. I like that sound, the Eric and Linda show. But, we're getting the hang of it. We're pivoting in this market, coming to you live. Stay tuned for more of our guests that are lined up next week. And Sunday is your day, Mom. You take advantage of it, kick your feet up, and enjoy the day.
Yes. Thank you. Any last remarks, Barney?
No, just thank you, and keep up the good work, and God bless everybody, and keep on keeping on.
Thank you, Barney. Thank you for being a part of the show, and we'll see you soon. Hope everybody stays safe out there. Have a great day.
Super.
All right, bye.
Bye now.